Do you think that to study in Europe, you absolutely have to speak English? Because if you believe that, you're automatically ruling out entire countries that actually offer some of the most accessible legal pathways to move to Europe. Today, I'm going to explain how you can study in Europe even if you don't speak English, which countries allow it, how much it really costs, and how the system works step by step in 2026. And no, this is not some weird trick or low-quality universities. It's a real pathway that thousands of international students are already using. Hello, foreign friends. My name is Liam, and I'm part of the Living Europe team, where we help people from Latin America and other countries understand what migrating to Europe is really like. Studies, visas, real costs, and strategies that actually work. Before we start, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because here we talk about migration with real data. And if at any point during the video you feel this topic could fit your situation, at the end I'll explain how to access a free, personalized consultation. One of the biggest mental blocks when thinking about studying in Europe is the language. So many people say, "I don't speak English. I don't have the level. They won't accept me." But what almost nobody explains is that Europe doesn't work like the United States, Canada, or Australia. There isn't a single education system here. There are dozens of different systems. And several countries offer specific pathways for students who don't speak English or the local language at the beginning. Let's look at this country by country, with real costs, requirements, and how it actually works. Part 1. How is it possible to study without speaking English? In several European countries, there is what's known as a preparatory year, foundation year, or pre-language course. This is how it works. First, you are accepted as a student to learn the country's language during one academic year. During that year, you don't study your degree yet. You only study the language intensively. Once you pass that year, you move directly into your bachelor's or master's degree. And most importantly, that year counts as legal student residence, with a visa, residence card, and access to basic services. Now let's look at the key countries. Part 2. Romania, one of the most unknown pathways. Romania is one of the best options to study in Europe without speaking English. Public universities offer a mandatory preparatory year in Romanian for degrees such as medicine, engineering, architecture, economics, and many others. During this year, you learn Romanian from scratch. No English is required, and no prior language certificate is needed. Estimated costs in 2026. The preparatory year usually costs between 2,000 and 3,000 euros per year. Monthly living costs range from 500 to 700 euros, depending on the city. After the preparatory year, you enter the degree program with tuition fees that remain low compared to Western Europe. Romania is ideal for people with a tight budget who want a clear and structured pathway. Part 3. Italy, studying in Italian from zero. Italy is another great option, but it works a bit differently. There are programs where you can start by studying Italian before your degree, either through university courses or agreements with recognized institutions. In addition, Italy has an income-based tuition system, meaning many international students pay between 1,000 and 3,000 euros per year. The cost of living in medium-sized Italian cities ranges from 700 to 1,000 euros per month. Italy requires more administrative organization, but in return, it offers top-level public universities and a very solid legal pathway. Part 4. Portugal, studying without English with a smooth transition. Portugal is a very attractive option for those who don't speak English and want a more friendly transition within Europe. Many Portuguese universities offer programs in Portuguese and allow students to learn the language before or during the start of their studies, especially at the bachelor's level and in some master's programs. For Latin American students, Portuguese is usually much easier to learn than other European languages, which significantly lowers the academic barrier. In practice, many students start with intensive Portuguese courses and then continue directly into their degree. Tuition fees at public universities typically range from 2,000 to 4,000 euros per year, depending on the program and institution. Living costs in cities like Coimbra, Braga, or areas outside Lisbon are usually between 700 and 900 euros per month, making Portugal one of the most balanced options in Western Europe in terms of quality of life, accessible language, and reasonable costs. Part 5. Russia. A clear system for starting from zero. Russia is still a real option for international students who don't speak English or Russian at the beginning, because its education system is specifically designed for this profile. Most universities require a mandatory preparatory year, where students learn Russian intensively and receive academic foundations related to their future degree. No prior language level is required, and the entire process is clearly structured from the start. In terms of costs, the preparatory year usually ranges from 1,500 to 3,000 euros, while monthly living costs are between 400 and 600 euros, depending on the city. After passing the language year, students move directly into their bachelor's or master's program, maintaining legal residence status as students. This pathway is widely used for technical, scientific, and health-related careers. Part 6. What you really need to apply and why many people fail. In most of these countries, the basic requirements are quite similar: a previous education certificate, a valid passport, legalized academic documents, and proof that you can cover your basic student expenses. You won't be asked for English exams or complicated international tests, but you will be expected to be organized, respect deadlines, and submit a coherent application. This is where many people fail. They apply too late, choose a country that doesn't fit their profile, submit incorrect documents, or don't understand how the local education system works. Studying in Europe without speaking English is not about improvising. It's about planning the right strategy, choosing the right country, and understanding the full process before you start. When done properly, studying becomes one of the safest and most stable ways to migrate legally to Europe. Studying in Europe without speaking English is possible, but it doesn't work the same way in every country or for every person. The key is not choosing the most famous country, but the one that best matches your language, budget, academic background, and long-term goals. Romania, Italy, Portugal, Eastern Europe, and Russia offer real pathways for students starting from zero, if everything is done with strategy and planning. At LivinEurope, we help students who want to migrate to Europe through studies but don't know where to start, which country to choose, or which pathway is safest for their profile. That's why we're offering free personalized consultations, where we analyze your case and explain your real options in Europe step by step. To access this free consultation, send us a message on Instagram. There, we'll explain the conditions and see if your profile qualifies. Don't improvise your academic future. Plan it properly from the beginning. And now, we want to hear from you. Leave a comment telling us which country you'd like us to analyze in the next video, or what specific question you have about studying in Europe, so we can create content that truly helps you. Thanks for watching this video. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.